You're listening to the Live Out Loud podcast with River Wynn and Michelle Flamer.
Hi, River.
Hi, Michelle.
I wish people could see you today. Maybe you'll just snap a photo afterwards because the light is dope, but you look so freaking L-word today.
I think it's the yellow beanie. I actually had several small children compliment me this morning on my beanie. I say small children, but they were like teenagers, and they were like, "You look so cool in that beanie." And I was like, "Well, thank you very much."
Yeah, I think it's just that cool mustardy yellow, which is your signature color, and then that freaking flaming, fiery red hair. And it's like, oh, she has arrived. And I'm just like, speaking of arrival, hello, September. Thank the fucking Lord we're out of August.
We made it through August. Oh my goddess.
And I'm getting my angel chills, and it's our 10th episode.
Yeah, that went by fast already.
I know, we're having so many fun conversations, and chills are coming. It's so cool right now.
Yeah, I know. It's been amazing.
So with the new month and stuff, I mean, the funny thing, and a lot of people may not know that we do this, but we literally speak in quotes, videos, and memes literally all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
All day long.
And also, and just some like deep shit, like deep quotes, things that resonate, things that we both want to sort of say, yo, after our conversation, look at this, because we always make an interesting joke, but there's some truth to it, is that our guides, even though it might be an Instagram algorithm, our guides are ensuring that we see what we need to see.
Yeah. And it's like the first thing I wake up to in the morning is positive vibes from you in my inbox.
Well, that's because
the last thing I see before I go to sleep at night, positive vibes from you in my inbox.
It's so freaking true. I literally am in your DMs all day long.
Sliding up in there.
So there's all these cool like September new month quotes and blah blah blah, but there's like a huge shift and stuff that's happening right now. Do you have any quotes? Did you find a quote that you like to share with everybody? It's like a September quote.
Yeah. So let's share Vibe with Josh on Instagram, who does astrology and just kind of energetic readings and stuff like that. One of my favorites to follow. This is one that Josh shared, and it says, September is one of the turning points of the year as we prepare to enter a new season. Reset your energy, cleanse your space, take your vitamins, get ready for upcoming holidays, create your end of the year goals, update your routine, change your wardrobe, wake up expressing gratitude. You made it to another month. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm blessed. I'm beautiful. I'm sexy. I'm grateful. I'm winning. September, bring me peace.
Yeah. Will you share that on the Live Out Loud podcast post?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely. So let's tackle this. I like some of these. These are cool.
I mean, I love like right off the bat, like cleanse your space. Like I just did that. I just spent the last couple of days cleaning out my garage. I had a yard sale this morning. I emptied my entire garage, condensed down to a couple of totes of things I'm saving. And anything I didn't sell at my yard sale, I donated. And it felt so freaking good to clear out my space.
So was the quote like a prompt for you, or did you just naturally decide you want, like the energy just decided to do that?
I just naturally decided to do that. I started doing that before I saw this quote from Josh. Like that was just a thing I started doing this week. It just felt like a good thing to do.
Oh my God, that's so crazy because I literally just finished 2 projects this morning. I took Cooper to the dog park and we had a ball there. And then I was like coming back and I had these 2 little spaces. One is Caden's room, and my daughter, as much as she is a Virgo, she literally is the messiest Virgo I've ever seen. I don't know if this is an age thing. Maybe one of these days, my friend Chris can break down the Virgo bit for us, or maybe you have some thoughts. And then I have this sort of where my washer and dryer are. It's kind of like a pseudo pantry, kind of like
Mm.
it's like, you know, a little supply area too. I had an extra like waste basket in there
Mm.
for the laundry. But however, you know, my place is so much smaller than my old house, and I got rid of that. So then I was able to shift some things and dumped a bunch, took some stuff that I was never going to hang on Caden's walls ever again. And so I went to Goodwill, then I went to Target for a couple of you know, space saving things. And now I am so happy. And I have my Sage kit right over here. And you
Oh,
just
perfect.
reminded me that now after I'm gonna vacuum, and I just need to Swiffer and dust. After that, I'm going to Sage, and I have a Palo Santra or whatever it's called.
Yeah, yes. Cleanse.
Also,
It's
I'm
such a good thing to do. Such a
I
good thing to do.
yeah, so you inspired me to like definitely kick the Sage up. And we were talking yesterday about you doing the garage sale. So I was like, I was kind of prompted by you actually. So that's cool.
You know, that's so funny. My son is also a Virgo,
Yes.
and my little 4-year-old guy, he's turning
Nice.
5 this month. And it's
Yummy.
so funny because this week he unprompted went and deep cleaned his room and organized his shirts
Oh,
and organized his toys.
go T,
And he
go.
was like, Mom, don't even look at my room. I'm doing stuff, Mom. Like, don't look at my room. And I was like, oh, he must be playing in there. And he was like, Mom, come look. And he was so proud of himself that he had everything organized so perfectly. And I was like, you are such a little Virgo, and you are feeling that season change. He just felt so called to organize his toys.
I
He's
mean,
the cutest.
when she's in the mood, she'll do a great job. But like when we come, and now she has school and stuff, there's just not a lot of time for her to like
Yeah.
really do a deep clean. So if I set her up properly, then we're set up for success. And then I just have to
Yeah.
like art clippings and stuff, like those need to go into the trash can. So it's, you know, she's a, you know, she's turning 12 on Monday, and I'm just like amazed that I have this 12-year-old. Like, what? It does go fast.
I know it's so cliche, but it's true. It just goes by so freaking fast.
So what's next on Vibes with Josh list?
So we have
Or like what
so we
else
have reset your energy, cleanse your space, take your vitamins. Man,
do?
I have so many doctor's appointments scheduled for the next couple weeks for me and my kids. Like, gotta get those checkups, right?
Yep.
Take care of those things. Get ready for the upcoming holidays. Yeah, I'm prepping for that.
Are you going to decorate for Halloween?
I am. I'm a big Halloween decorator.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's like the only one I decorate for.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I can't
And
wait to see.
and I mean, I don't like go all out because I'm very much a minimalist. And
Yeah.
so like I don't have like an entire tote full of Halloween decorations, but I like have like my one little sign that says it's October witches. And like I'll hang a few things on the windows or on the front porch, and the kids love it and they have so much fun. So, you know, minimal and fun.
I love that. What else is on that list? I think that's great.
Update your routine, change your wardrobe.
Ooh.
Not quite there yet. It's not quite fall here yet. You know, it's
Yeah.
still pretty hot here. So, but I feel it coming. So I might pull the sweaters out soon.
I'll be jealous.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? I mean, when does it start cooling off down there?
Like after Halloween, maybe.
Oh, you've got a ways to go before it's
Have a
fall.
little Indian summer happening now. Like it's really beautiful out this weekend. So tomorrow I'll definitely go for a hike. And then it's it's then gonna go up to 3 digits again.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about the I mean, even though the season's not changing in terms of weather, but we are like shifting energetically, right? How are
Mhm.
you feeling? Like what are you feeling about that?
Whew, well, I mean, I wrote a Dear August letter, you know, last week.
Mm,
And eh, I mean, August was a lot. So I actually coming into September, I feel much lighter, much like
yeah.
much more hopeful and excited for the the last part of this year, because I just feel like there's going to be a lot more shifts happening out there. And I feel like for myself, I've got so many cool things that I can't talk about yet, but there's just so many neat things going on professionally, personally, that yeah, I'm just focused on these passion projects and things that are really lighting me up. Like, it's a Saturday. That's usually when we record. And like tonight, like I have no plans and it's so nice. Like I might write,
Mm.
or I might just watch a movie because Indiana Jones movie's on Amazon Prime and I might rent it. I don't know. I mean, like
Yeah,
I just, just like, all right, the dog and I might just have just a nice chill night.
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I might go yeah, because I think I'm going to go for a hike in the morning. So that'll be nice.
Yeah. You know what I am looking forward to this month?
What?
I am looking forward to, I
Yeah.
am
Drum roll,
co-hosting.
please.
So, Live Out Loud podcast, we are facilitating, and I am co-hosting here locally with some lovely ladies, our first ever mini retreat. Yeah, and so
I
I'm
am stoked for
collaborating.
this.
I know, and I hope you're able to make it for it because that would be amazing. But it's going to be on a Saturday, the end of September, here in rural Oregon, Eastern Oregon, and we are going to be doing body movement and journaling and sound bath all in one juicy morning, and I'm so excited for it.
I'm so excited that you're bringing something like that to your community. I think that is so freaking awesome.
Yes. And the ladies I'm going to be co hosting with on this are just absolutely wonderful and super spiritual and have an amazing connection with them. So I'm just stoked.
I love that for you. Will you'll have to do a few posts on that leading up to
Oh,
it.
yes. Yes, definitely.
Planning
Self-care self-care September, I think, is kind of one of my themes for September. And not just like getting your hair done, getting a facial, that kind of self-care, but like spiritual self-care September. That's the theme for me.
Okay, I love this. I think that I don't, today is September 2nd, 10/2/23. National Self-Care September kicks off.
Let's make this a thing.
Let's make it
Let's make a
holiday.
hashtag and all the things.
We'll make it a hashtag. I love it.
Yeah.
So what things are going to count for self-care for you?
For me, that looks like, so one thing I'm kind of exploring for myself right now is, as a single mom, it's really easy for me to get stuck in this energy of what people like to call the masculine energy of doing, handling all the things, logistical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as a single parent, you have to take care of all the things. You have to do all the logistics of taking care of the kids, school drop off and pickups, and all the doctor's appointments and working and, taking care of the house. And now I'm going to have to prepare the house for fall. And, there's just so many things I have to do that it can really make me feel disconnected from like my soft, playful side that likes to rest and have fun and enjoy life and like hang out with friends. And it's so easy as a single parent to just get stuck in that space of doing. Mm-hmm. And not taking care of self. Mm-hmm. And so for me this month, it's like, okay, I'm going to be very intentional about making sure that I'm socializing with my friends, mm-hmm. that I am going and doing my daily walks for myself, absolutely. That I am drinking a lot of water because I don't do enough of that.
I like that.
It's going to be maybe taking myself on a date to the hot springs on a Sunday
Yes.
morning. It's going to be, I've set a pretty firm boundary for myself that unless I'm traveling, I don't work on Sundays. That's my day to myself before my kids get home from their other parents' house. And so I, stay off social media on Sundays, and I set my phone on a shelf and I focus on cleaning my house and getting the groceries and then filling my own cup. I write. So September, there's going to be a lot of journaling.
I have mine right here.
Yeah. And I, for myself right now, I'm kind of like exploring like what my feminine connection to myself looks and feels like. And so, I am doing things like I'm doing my nails, and I'm being more intentional about like wearing the clothes that are hanging in my closet that I love, that are flowy and vibrant colors, and they're all hanging up there. But most of the time I wear yoga pants. So like, oh, I'm going to set the intention this month of like, at least as many mornings as possible, I get up and put on the cute outfits and feel good about myself instead of just throwing on the same old pair of yoga pants. So
Mhm.
just really this month, like taking care of me in a
Yeah.
way that just feels deeply nourishing.
Do you think that's like all people, they forget to take care of themselves, or do you think that's is that a heavily leaned into mom kind of thing when you're a single mom or just a working mom in general? Do you think people, like especially women, forget to like take care of themselves in that way?
I don't know that I would say necessarily forget to take care of themselves in that way.
Yeah.
I think that all moms, regardless of whether or not they're partnered or they're single, we're just so fucking busy
Mhm.
because society has us so busy, you
Mhm.
know, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, like if you're a stay-at-home mom, like you're just as busy as
Mhm.
as a working
Oh,
mom.
100%.
Absolutely. And women carry such a giant invisible load as
Mhm.
mothers. Um, I don't think it's that we forget to take care of ourselves. I think it's that we just don't energetically have the space or the capacity to always take care of ourselves, which
Yeah.
is so ironic because the more we do take care of ourselves, the better it is for our families.
Isn't that the biggest catch right there? Like,
Yeah, like moms who, I mean, I know when I was still, in my marriage and at home with my kids, like 24/7, like having a couple of hours to myself on the weekend, I would feel
yeah.
so guilty about it.
Huh?
But that couple of hours to myself on the weekend did way more for my mental health than
Mhm.
going to therapy.
Um,
And my family flourished more because when women are the roots of the family, women are the foundation of the family. And when the women in the family are flourishing, the entire fucking family flourishes. I
mhm.
fully believe that, you know,
Um,
and yeah.
I had a funny thought. Like, remember those moments where they all left the house for like the first time, like in a really long time, and you have like a day to yourself? Do you remember like those moments? Like, I would think I am going to just do all the things. And then I literally like did nothing.
Oh my gosh. Or just like sat and scrolled on Facebook for like five
Whatever. Like,
hours.
I think, yeah, like I think I was gonna do, I don't know, because I was around like I don't even know what I was thinking. Or like when they took their first trip overnight, like, and I had like a whole night to myself. And I just remember like thinking, oh, I could go hit some bars up, make some plans with friends and all this shit. And I just remember like, yeah, again, not doing crap.
Well, that's because we're depleted. We're depleted.
Mhm.
And we literally need rest.
Mhm.
Moms don't rest. We
Yeah.
don't sleep well.
Mhm.
When we do have downtime, we're still thinking about our families, taking care of our families, taking care of our kids, thinking about work, thinking about laundry, thinking about the grocery list and what's for dinner next week. And, like we haven't prioritized deep rest.
Mhm.
How many moms, you know, sit can read for
Mhm.
3 hours, but not read like self-help, but like read a freaking novel that they enjoy. Like how many moms have the time to do that? You
Yeah,
know,
that's true. I mean, it's just nuts
we
to
have
me.
to be we have to be intentional about making that happen.
We do, and we really have to be clear, right? Get like that
Mhm.
clarity piece and be clear if we are still fortunate to be enjoying our, spouses, if they're enjoying their spouse, like to start to have those conversations if they're feeling burnt out and
Mhm.
to really lean into this is what I need going forward. Like, and it may change again at some other point. Remember from our first guest with Angela, and
Mhm.
she was saying something to that effect, right? Like
Mhm.
like you have to really communicate and let your partner know that times are changing. I've just changed again.
Yeah.
I've shed a skin.
Yeah.
And I absolutely think I need 4 hours to myself this week. How we split it
Mhm.
up, I don't know, but let's talk about it. And then there's the other side of divorce. And
Mhm.
you don't have your kids for some of that time. And boy, you get to fill your cup up. There's enough days in the week where you actually are like, because if you're working, obviously, then that's 40 hours right there,
Yeah.
so that other little bits of time that we're not focused, having to focus, it is it's great. It
It's
is
so funny. I speaking
fantastic.
of like speaking to having that time, like when you first start getting used to having time to yourself after divorce and your kids are with their other parent,
Yeah, that first
that is
couple,
such a transition time. Oh
so
my gosh. You
crazy.
just like you're almost frozen because you don't know what to do with yourself. And
Totally,
like you are
exactly.
missing your kids
Right.
and you feel guilty and sad and all the things. And but then like slowly you
Yep.
start to realize, oh my God, I love this time to myself.
Well, who was I before the kids, right?
Yeah, you get to be yourself again, do the things you love, connect with other adults, um, fill your cup,
Mm-hmm.
and be an amazing parent when your
Mm.
kids get back because you've rested and your cup is full.
It is the best.
And someone asked me the other day, they're like, if you ever get married again, do you think you'd have more kids? And I was like, I honestly, as much as I adore my children and I
Mhm.
miss them when they're not here, I really
Sure,
truly do miss them
of
because
course.
they're my favorite people on the planet.
Yeah.
The idea of being a full-time parent 24/7 again
Fuck no.
sounds fucking awful.
It sounds horrible. It really does.
And maybe that's because I look back at myself when I was 24/7 full-time parent
Mhm.
and I was miserable, not because of my kids,
Uh-uh.
but because I was carrying everything and
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
And you were in an unhappy marriage,
Yeah.
unhappy coupleship. It's like and we're not saying full-time moms aren't awesome. And also
No,
you
not by
can
any
be
means.
you can feel busy and burnt and stuff, but maybe you have the coolest partner on the earth that you totally love and adore, then make sure you get a sitter. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
find a family member that can come and hang out and give yourselves a break together so that you both
Mm-hmm.
get to recharge, as well
Yep.
as give your spouse, your partner, hey, why don't you take Saturday to yourself? I'm good, blah blah blah, and vice versa, and give each other those times away.
Yeah.
Well,
Because even if you have the world's best partner, parenting is freaking hard, man.
yeah, it is,
Raising a
and
family is hard. And if you're not like fortunate enough to live close to family or have a good relationship with your family and have a strong support system, even as like a two-parent household, it can be
Mhm.
stressful. It can be tough. And so it's so important, like you said, to make sure you're taking time out for yourself as adults and as partners.
So important.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I just remember sometimes like we would go out on a date. This is when you know things are kind of over, because all you're doing is talking about the kid
Or staring at your phones.
or staring at the phone, or I'm probably talking to wait staff. Who knows?
Yes. Or you were just not going on date night.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't do date nights per se. It was like a date lunch so that
Mm,
whether, Kay was at school or, things like that. But yeah, never again. I want to enjoy someone's company. I want to like be so crazy to like have the date. I want to,
yeah. Yeah.
and what's your, I was thinking about this like at some point when I do date, I was thinking, would you go out on a date even if you had your time with the kids, or would you only set up a date during your off time?
Oh man, I've thought about this too because, and this goes back to that question, like people have been asking, I don't know why people ask you this question when you're a single parent. I don't know why, but they're like, will you ever get married again? And will you have more kids?
Yeah.
And I wonder if men get asked that.
I don't get, by the way, I don't get asked that. Maybe
You don't get asked that?
because they presume I'm gay, or no, I'm
Mm,
gay.
maybe it's because I'm 35 and I look like I could bear more children.
That's right, baby. Your eggs are still
She's
fertile.
got those birthing hips.
Fertile Myrtle.
God.
That's
But like,
that's our next tattoo. FM, Fertile Myrtle.
um, when I do have a partner again, like I envision like our time without the kids being our time
Mhm.
together.
Yeah.
Because my kids are so important to me, and the way our co-parenting time is set up, I am the weekday school parent, the residential parent, and so during the school year, like I only see my kids for a couple of hours a day, 4 days a week, which is just not enough time.
Mhm.
And so I just can't visualize myself interrupting that time with them
Yeah.
to do like a date night. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? When I will have the entire weekend to do date night with my partner and like travel with my partner, go camping, all those things, right? And that's something that in my dating I've made very clear and upfront to the people I've dated in the past year and a half. That like the people I'm dating don't meet my kids. Like you don't meet my kids until we know this is serious.
Yeah.
Because my kids come first. And it's important to me that my kids come first always. And you're going to have to be okay with that.
Damn right. Yeah. And if someone's not, then okay, red flag. Bye bye.
Yeah, peace out. Like,
easy determination. Wait.
Yeah.
Terminator. Sorry.
Determining factor.
Determining factor. Determinator. Yeah. I like mine better.
Why does it sound like a dinosaur?
Like I think Carrie used to call them Michelleisms.
I feel like we could make an entire book of those.
Oh, of my Michelleisms?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's probably true. I really jacked some of those up.
I love it.
Thank God you speak Michelle.
I do speak Michelle, yes.
So we were talking about like clarity the other day.
That's such a big topic on everybody's mind right now. Like,
no, I mean, is it this whole retrograde thing, or is it like just where the world is right now in a energetic collective way?
I think it's both. I think we're being forced collectively to acknowledge some pretty deep old patterns and conditionings that just don't serve us socially anymore. And we're being forced to let go of them. And so we're being forced into clarity. And I think that on a personal level, there are just so many people right now who are going through it.
Mhm.
and they're trying to find clarity. And I know that's a very common theme right now in my coaching business. The majority of the people that I'm coaching right now, like the topic is around clarity. How do I find clarity in a relationship, in terms of finding a job, a new career, life changes? Like where does that clarity come from? How do I find it? And I think we're all always looking for answers and clarity.
Mhm. I would say so.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's wild to me because I mean, I feel like clarity is something that we can easily access when we get quiet with ourselves,
Mhm.
but we spend so much time looking for clarity externally and
Mhm.
wanting other people to give us the answers,
Yeah.
looking for a roadmap to life, looking for the clarity externally. Um,
Yeah.
people
People,
people
people,
pay so much money to try to find clarity in life, you
yeah,
know.
people want a blueprint.
Yeah, they do. And the reality is, at least my experience has been, I've this seems to be a common thread amongst many of the people I admire in life, is that um, clarity is something that we all have access to because it is an internal thing.
Mm-hmm.
No one, no one else can tell us the answers. They can maybe nudge us in the right direction. And that, like for me as a coach, that's what my job is. I help nudge people in the direction of their clarity. But I can't tell them what to do. That's for them to decide. They get to decide that.
So do you think people get clarity only getting quiet, or do you think there's other ways to find clarity?
Um, I feel like the more external noise we remove from our life and our thoughts, the easier it is to find that clarity and get
Mhm.
connected to ourselves. Because I think that clarity comes from being quiet internally and hearing yourself and
Mhm.
hearing what you truly feel and what you truly desire. But
Yeah.
getting there does require some assistance along the way in form of like nudges or an external thing kind of giving you an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like for me, when I just an example, like I think that the answers are in there all along. And I think that we all have a little voice inside of us telling us what we need to know, but I think that we don't always listen to it and we don't acknowledge it. Because I know that when I made the decision, when I had the aha clarity moment of like, yes, I am getting divorced. This is
Yep.
happening. Um, I looked back and recognized that I had a large collection of
Mm.
moments throughout the
Nudges,
relationship,
basically nudges.
nudges, aha moments,
Mm-hmm.
feelings, um, body things that were signaling to me how unhappy I was, my mental health, like all of these things added up. I was like, oh, the answer was there all along. I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a common thing you hear people say, especially after divorce or after exiting a relationship, is like, oh, I kind of knew all along, or I had a feeling, but we just don't listen to it.
Mm-hmm. Why don't
And
we?
so,
Is it because we're in denial or we're afraid of what's on the other side?
because we're afraid of what's on the other side, I
Mm-hmm.
think. I
Yeah.
mean, I think denial is definitely a piece of it too, but I think that denial is part of the process of avoiding the fear. Denial helps us um, keep that fear at bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's fear of the unknown and
Mm-hmm.
fear of change.
Mm-hmm.
And as you and I know, change is a catalyst to growth
Yeah.
and joy
Yeah.
and peace.
Yeah.
Um, but it's probably one of the most terrifying things that human beings experience is change. and it's hard for our brains and our bodies to accept it.
Mhm.
And that's, I think, why people linger over their choices and their answers for so long. Sometimes that's why you have people who are in, marriages for 20, 30 plus years, and after their kids are grown, they get divorced. And, they'll say, like, we were just in the relationship for the kids. And I think there's still in that, there's just so much fear and avoidance of the change. They think they're going to, hurt their kids' lives by disrupting, but really they're sitting miserable in themselves. It's a different kind of pain.
I feel that pain, it's like, because there's so many opportunities in a day to step away. And it's just so fascinating to me that fear, that this one big nod to change just stops people in their track.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we even have like a fear of, an intense fear of, and often I think a subconscious fear of changing patterns. Like I think about in dating, like we have patterns in dating, right? Where you look back and you're like, oh, I have dated the same kind of person who has the same kind of insecurities and
Does that really
the same
happen?
shitty behavior. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is something that Venus retrograde has brought up for me of identifying and acknowledging some of my dating patterns. That's been fascinating. And I'm having to break that cycle by working through it and acknowledging it and changing it. And that's scary because there can be a fear, in dating of, if I do things differently, maybe I'll never find love.
As opposed to what if
doing things differently, and it's better than you could have ever experienced or expected.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've up leveled.
Yep. Leveled up, baby. You up leveled. I just, the whole dating thing, but I'm just not there yet, and not in the sense of like from the divorce, from being like, I've mourned that, like I'm all through that. I think I'm just really enjoying this whole being like alone and not lonely, but like just enjoying, like looking at me in the mirror and saying, what do you want to do today? Hey,
oh
Michelle.
yeah, like we were talking with Alex, LGBTQ mindfulness, about being happy being with yourself, not just being okay being alone, but like truly being happy being with yourself and enjoying your own company and filling your own cup. And I can say for the first time in my entire life, like I am 1000% happy and content doing life solo right now, because I am filling my own cup so deeply that in order for anyone else to join my life, it really just has to add something in such a deep way.
You have to add so much joy value that you can't even look away.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm in a space right now where like the dating pattern that I'm unpacking is that I have this history of dating people who are not who they say they are. And I find out, and it's so painful because I thought that they were, I took them at face value. And then later find out they are not who they said they were. In very painful ways sometimes, which has made me feel lately like, maybe my people picker is broken.
But maybe we just need to ask better questions.
That, and taking the time
Uh-huh.
taking the time to get to truly know someone.
Yeah, put them in situations so that you can like see the
Yeah.
real them.
And I think that comes, with having the confidence within yourself and the respect for yourself and the self-love for yourself, that when you're okay being alone,
Hmm.
you feel good and confident asking the hard questions of someone, because their reaction doesn't make it or break it for you. Like,
And it has nothing to do with us.
yeah, I'm not going to take it personally. If I
Uh-huh.
ask them a hard question and I don't like the answer and I'm like, this is not going to work out, that does not hurt my feelings.
So what would be like your ideal date, like first date, like thinking 6 months from now, whatever, or just, and knowing what you know and all that, like what would someone really not like if they just, I don't know, did something cool for you? What would that look like?
I have always wanted to do the silliest thing as like a first date. And I think
Yeah,
this would be
like
so
what?
fucking cute. I think it'd be hilarious to go to the thrift store and like pick out an outfit for each other blindly.
I love that.
And then you have to wear it.
Love, take pictures in it.
And you go to dinner wearing whatever it is that you picked out and just have fun. Be playful with
I
it.
love that idea. I
It's
wonder
so
now
silly, but I think it'd be hilarious.
how many first dates are going to get kicked off this way? It's the river way.
Oh, my guy friends always text me and ask me for first date ideas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, I give the best first date
Okay, I
ideas, and
think
they always go smashingly.
okay, so when this posts, I want you to like do a post on some great ideas for first dates.
Love it.
I think
Love it.
I think the audience would dig it.
I think for me, also being an outdoorsy person, the other ideal first date would be like packing a picnic and going to a really cool outdoor spot to watch sunset. Like, I'm very romantic in that way. Like,
Yeah,
that would just fill my romantic cup.
I love that too.
What
I'd
about
probably,
you?
I'd probably be the one packing it.
Yeah, you would.
For me, I think a really good first date. Are they initiating or is it me that's initiating? I'm such a mask. I have to ask that.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like even if you're masked, like I think people should still initiate for you too. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm supposed to work on receiving, so maybe that's like a good clue, right?
Yeah.
Like if they take charge a little bit and are like, hey,
Yeah.
okay, so if they're planning it, then yeah, I think either a walk through nature for me, like
Mm.
taking even like on a first date, if you've had some good first phone calls and you maybe had a FaceTime and you kind of know each other enough, but like haven't had, and it's the first date after a little bit of time. I think like just driving up to Sedona would be cool. You get to know them a little
Mm.
bit. They can play DJ and kind of see what their music flavor is
You can
all.
tell a lot about a person by their music
I
choices.
know, right? So putting anybody in that situation where they could play DJ is kind of like a cool thing. And I'm all for like charcuterie board watching the sunset.
Yes.
I know. And with extra brie,
Yes.
I think I know what you like.
We speak each other's love languages here.
Pretty much. So if there are any listeners and you end up going on a first date with River, or maybe because I was talking with my friend down in she lives in Oceanside, and I haven't asked her if I could say her name on here, so
Yeah, yeah.
but I will, and she'll probably be a guest and everything too. But she said, why don't you guys do the Live Out Loud dating game?
Oh my God, yes.
So I'm thinking, yes, let's do this, right? Like
Does that mean we play matchmaker? Is that what we're doing?
yeah, we're playing matchmaker. Like we'll find we'll find a straight and a queer bachelorette. So we'll do 2 different episodes maybe and see how it goes. And
I am really good at matchmaking people.
awesome. So what we need from the people is to send us at the Live Out Loud Instagram page in the DMs, send us the people that they think should be a bachelorette. Or if we're doing a queer one, we're totally going to do a lesbian, non-binary, whatever, girl versus girl on girl, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll do we can pick a queer, like a bisexual gal, or we can get a straight chick and pick out 3 cool guys. Like friends can send in photos of their guy friends, of their bi friends.
Are we matchmaking me?
Well, do you want to do it? Should we do it for
No.
you? Okay.
No.
I didn't think so. So no, I was thinking we'd have 2 separate people.
Yeah, that would be so fun. Oh my gosh.
And so that means that she would only be able to call in, but we'd have the contestants on Zoom with us. So we
I like this idea.
because she needs to be able to hear them. But yeah.
I like this idea. This could be really fun.
I know. So I thought there's some fun things that people are bringing our way, like to do on the podcast. And I'm like thinking, oh, I don't need to ask anybody other than share it with you and see if you're down for it.
Do you know what I love is I love that people are engaging with our podcast in that way of like, this is what we'd love to see and love to hear. And this is how you're adding value to our lives. And I've already had several people recently in the last week that I've been around who have just casually mentioned, oh, I was listening to your podcast episode and the thing that this person said like really resonated for me. And I was just like, oh, like you're listening to our podcast? Whoa.
I know. I'm like, so it's so sweet. Like I was last night with my friend Lynn and we were in the downtown, it's called First Friday, downtown Phoenix.
Oh,
and
fun.
there was like jam and music and oh my God, sweet potato pie. I had to get a little tiny pie and it was delicious. So they have like all these great restaurants and things. You'll have to come on a First Friday down here when
I definitely need to visit that area for sure.
No, so my friend Lynn was like, so yeah. I forgot.
So Lynn listened to your podcast. Is that where you were going with that?
Yes. All of a sudden I went blank. That was so freaking I was thinking about sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie will get you every time.
I can't find it anywhere. It's literally my favorite pie. And when she said she had it, the cutest part of it was the black chef. She was adorable. And she goes, okay, try it right now in front of me. I'm like, oh, okay.
So all right, here we go.
I'm like, here I go. I'm thinking to myself, what if I don't like it, first of all? But it was impossible not to love it. There was like a hint of orange in it.
Oh, that sounds so good.
But it was
so basically, if anybody's listening who wants to take Michelle on a first date, you just need to buy her some sweet potato pie, and it will be love at first sight.
Pretty much. I mean, I'll be
love at first pie. Love at first pie.
Love at first pie. Oh my God, that should be the name of our dating sequence.
Love at first pie. Can we eat pie while we're doing it?
Yes, it's our podcast. We get to do whatever we want. But no, it was totally sweet that Lynn like casually also in the middle of that was like, oh, so I'm on episode 3 and I'm really enjoying it. And she like had actual like questions and it was really awesome. It is.
I think that we need to do an episode in the future where we put a question box into Instagram stories and let our audience ask us questions and we can answer questions on the podcast.
Well, I also want to start adding on lives, like on a Saturday afternoon like this, like just maybe before we record or something like that and just come on and start doing a live and see if people have topics or questions for us. Because that would also be fun. Or if there's anybody on Instagram that they've been following for a while and feel
Mhm.
like, God, it would be really cool to hear from this person. That I would love suggestions also.
So, with our upcoming episodes, who are you very excited to talk to?
I'm super excited to chat with my friend Julie, who I can't wait till we set something up with her. And I'm also super jazzed about your friend from Sweden who does
Mhm.
human design. I'm really
Yeah, that's gonna be
excited.
so good.
It'll be really good. What about you? Anybody that you're really
I'm really stoked to have my lovely friend Angie on the podcast soon. She's a like nutrition and life coach, and she coaches running, and she also coaches women on mountain biking skills and does clinics for that.
heck yeah.
And she's just a super badass and has some amazing knowledge to share, an amazing story of like divorce journey and finding love after divorce and co-parenting. And she just is a wonderful human. And we go walking together every week. And I just love everything she has to share. So I'm excited for her to be here.
How long was she single after the first divorce when she fell in love and all that jazz?
I don't remember exactly. She'll have to tell us the whole story, but she and her new person have been together for 7 years now, and
That's
they are
amazing.
lovely human beings, and I love working with them.
Oh, that's so sweet. So yeah, I can't believe this is episode 10. I'm looking forward to recording episode 20 with you.
Episode 20 and then episode 200.
Oh, when would that be? I got to think about that. 200 well, we've already done 10. So 190 weeks. I wonder when that is. I have to look that up.
I don't do math in my head.
I was kind of waiting for a little bit of a moment of you being like some savant and saying,
When it comes to math and numbers, you'd be waiting a long time.
that's funny. Well, I, for one, just keep loving these conversations and I love doing the podcast with you. It is sincerely brings me so much joy.
Same, friends. I think it's a beautiful thing that we've embarked on this journey together.
I know. I'm really glad you came to your senses.
Hey now, hey now, hey now. Who had the idea for a podcast over a year ago?
Yeah, we both did.
We both did. It just took us a while to recognize that we were supposed to be doing it together.
I know. Angela could have told us.
Jeez, Angela.
Let's just blame the bad, like when something bad happens. It's Angela's fault.
We're just gonna blame our spiritual coach every time something doesn't happen the way we want it
It's
to.
Angela's fault.
Oh God, sorry, Angela, if you're listening.
I fell in mud. It's Angela's fault.
My chai latte doesn't taste right today. God damn it, Angela.
It's fault. Oh my God.
I can't wait for her to listen to this and laugh.
Caden's upset and in her room and won't come out. It's Angela's fault. Seriously, it's like the dog farted.
Oh God. And now everyone's getting a taste of what our conversations are like on a daily basis.
This is literally how we do
This
it.
is us living out loud.
This is how we do it. Happy 10th episode, my friend.
Happy 10th.
Love
you.
Love you too. Love y'all. Thank you for listening. And if you like what you hear, especially today, subscribe, share with a friend.
And if you don't, we're going to blame it on Angela.
If you don't, it's Angela's fault. Bye, honey.
Bye.